Good morning. Your destiny. I always thought it was something you chose. But I've been on a roll for hammers lately, as you have noticed probably. And in my last video, I think, I pointed out that I forgot. I still have these 2 claw hammers. The handles are in good shape. So I'm gonna do them on my own time, not your time. You see where this is going? And then my neighbor, who owns the shop that gave me the other claw hammer that we sold me, threw out on Instagram. I'll try and post a screenshot of it here. Okay. Saying, these look like a challenge for my neighbor. The word challenge, come on. So I want to show you this hammer, and you know I love ball peen hammers, especially the one I can't find, is split and warped. I've never seen a warped wooden handle like that. And it's been sitting obviously in a bucket of water. This one has that real nice petite handle. I don't think I can save it, but on this one I'm gonna at least try. And then this one, probably my favorite as of right now. I love small ball peens with long handles, but somebody tried to use it, can you see that, for carving practice. I'm not against that. And it's split up the side, so that's definitely got to go. I also showed you a while back my rubber mallet that I was embarrassed of, and now it's split in half. I did it on purpose. Why? Because I went today and bought one I wouldn't be embarrassed. Everybody needs a rubber mallet that doesn't look like it's been eaten by the dogs. But because of that, I was able to salvage the old handle. They run a nail through those. Who knew that? I didn't. So that can become one of our handles, and it's actually like perfect size. And I'm like, well, then I need, this is 5 hammers. But I found this dowel. It's been in my basement since before I owned this place, so it's probably just cheap fur, but these are all smaller handles, so I think, and smaller hammers, so I think we're gonna use this for at least one of the small handles. I have this, it's a piece of, I believe it's ash, it might be oak. We're gonna cut into that and see if we can use that for one of them. And then this is definitely oak, but I don't think I can find, I'm gonna cut into it and see if we can find a clear enough section here to make an oak handle. Again, not ideal for most hammers, but for these light duties. In addition, when he dropped those hammers on my front door as part of the challenge, look at this. Look at the rust on that. But it's a beauty. It's a beautimus. So, I sold out. I've always been what do you got? Can you use it guy? But everybody's doing it. And I joined the club. I bought a small thing of Evaporust because they got a 20% off coupon this weekend. Not by the time you see this. I'm going to give the Evaporust a try on these heads. I'm going to get the heads off, figure out which handles can be salvaged, and put them in the Evaporust. So for you who use it, I'm joining your ranks. For those who don't, I'm leaving you behind. So let's get started. I was able to save one handle. The rest were cut off, drilled out, and I'm just banging out to get the guts cleaned out, and then we're going to throw them in the rust. But I won't make you watch the next 3. All right, we're going to let these hammerheads soak. I can't believe I'm doing 5 hammers, but we're going to let them soak. I don't know how long. I don't read instructions for rest of the day, 12 to 24 hours, till tomorrow. And we're going to do the saw separately because it just won't fit right. And I don't feel like messing with it too much. So if this stuff works, I might go buy the bigger jug, but you know, we'll see. Cheap me. Also, real quick, before I let you go, I got a plumb bob from the same shop. But check it out. It looks like somebody replaced the tip. I'm going to say with a soldering iron tip. So I'm going to see what I can do and get that looking pretty again. But I already have a plumb bob, but I don't have a brass plumb bob, and I only have one. So now I have two. I showed you that because I did it pretty safely. Yeah, I don't know. This smells like old wood, you know, that's from an old house. That interesting when we work it, what's going to come out of it. I might throw it on the lathe a little bit just to start the shape. We'll see. All right. It's the next day, and I have to say I'm impressed. I got 4 of the wedges that were in 4 of the hammers, all cleaned up. This one's in the worst shape. It's got a lot of extra bashes on it, and it surprisingly is a Stanley. But it's not so bad that we can't fix it. And one of these other ones had a name on it. Oh, a Craftsman. And then one of the claw hammers is a Vaughn. And that's the one that I was able to rescue the handle. So we're going to do a quick cleanup, get these back together, and get them out the door. All right, hammers have been polished out, masked off, and are undergoing their first coat of their new color. This is kind of fun, actually. Oh, can't see that one too good. It's brown. So that's where we're at on the handles while these dry. Okay, so here we are at the end of the day. The heads are all done. I want to give them a night to let the paint cure before I handle them too much. This is the one we saved. This is the one made from the dowel. This is the one from the old rubber mallet. And these two are turned from a piece of ash from the fire pile. So I think I'm going to call it a day, and I'll pick back up on it tomorrow. Thanks. So I made a little tape, painter's tape template of the hole of the hammer I'm working on, and chucked it up in the vise here. And I'm going around with my rasp. This was the suggested method by a neighbor, and just taking my time fitting it on until it goes and seats all the way down. So we're gonna keep working at that little at a time and see where that takes us. This is the one that's made out of that old dowel, so I don't know if it's gonna be very strong hammer. Maybe a light duty hammer, I guess. But I think that's a good starting point with the rasp. And then I got my new rubber mallet that isn't chewed up. And I can give it a little. And then see where it's holding up. And go back through and do a little more. So it's going to take a while, but once this one's done, I should be a pro. Right? We'll see. All right, we're down to the last one. I mentioned that had a chunk out of it, and after fitting it up, there's just no way. So I was a little discouraged, but then I remembered this is from the big Thor sledgehammer, the 8-pounder I did, and it's got plenty of room. It's actually going to be a pretty beefy handle. I'm going to have to take it back quite a bit, but it'll work. And so we're going to switch. We're going to clean this up and use this one for the last hammer. Get that fitted, and then we'll wrap this up, I hope, soon after. But who knows with me. See you in a bit. Okay. Most of them are like this. We're almost there. I just really need to take my time and ease it in so that we have a good snug fit. That's the reclaimed sledge handle. Needs a lot of sanding. This one is pretty close to all the way there. This is a homemade out of ash handle. I think we can probably tap that the rest of the way in. Another one needs a whole, this is the reclaimed rubber mallet handle. And that one still needs some more finesse. I'm trying to do this in phases. This one was a nice, easy, snug fit. And I think when I get finished sanding that one, it's going to look pretty cool. It's kind of a shorter handle than I'm used to, but for some people, that's going to be perfect. And then, of course, our Vaughn, which is done, put together anyway with our square nail. So, all right, back to... I'm not recording a whole lot of this sanding because I know nobody wants to watch that because I don't want to do it. So I'll be back. All right, in an effort to save us some time, I went ahead and finished these up. And I thought I'll throw some shellac on them and give you a final look. I'll probably polish these out a little more before I give them to their new owner, but I just wanted to... I think I need to stop playing with my own lines and go to classic. This is a classic hammer, right? Again, a Vaughn, and it's a beaut. Then this one, a little bulbous on the top there, you know? I mean, they all work. They're all going to do what they need to do as a hammer. I just think classic lines are probably a little better than what I came up with. You tell me. Yeah. This one's comfortable though. I'll give it that. Notice I had my gloves on for the staining, and then for the finishing I was like, I don't need it. So that's that one. This one's not too bad. A little there. I think maybe 2 coats of shellac and they'll be good to go. And then I'll wax them up a little bit, little paste wax. After they dry, so this is probably going to go into one more day. That was not too bad. It's again, I kind of like the short handle, which is not usually my preference, but it seems to work on this one, so we'll go with it. Now, I saved the worst for last. The handle looks a little off, and I'll show you here in a second. It's that sledgehammer handle that I reshaped. It kind of looks like it's just sitting on the wrong handle. Again, it'll work, and you can probably smack the crap out of it because that's a heavy handle. They just don't seem to line up well. But overall, I'm not hating on it. All right. I'll get a few pictures if I remember when they're done, and we'll call this one a wrap. I'll be back to show you in a little bit, though. We're done. They came out not bad. The heads came out great. I do need to work on my transitions just so they look a little more comfortable and ergonomic, maybe. But I had a lot of fun with them. I got a coat of wax on them I just buffed out. And these will be heading tomorrow. I'll drop them off at the shop. The shop is a creative reuse. It's called Tinkertopia here in Tacoma. I'll pop a link or something, their website. And they reduce, reuse, and recycle and sell just about everything that can be used to create. It's neat because I see a lot of young kids using their stuff to create ideas and try things, and it's not on a computer. It's pretty cool. But now they got some weird hammers to try and offload. We'll see. We'll drop them off though tomorrow, and until then, thank you guys for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next week, I hope. Bye-bye.